That's the beautiful 1988 championship trophy right there when the Lakers beat the Pistons, and big game James Worthy was the MVP, having a triple-double in Game 7. In case you're wondering, hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee. The Hall of Famer is big game James Worthy. Right here we have a two-time All-Star, Tough Juice, Caron Butler. We got Allie Clifton on the way. We got Trudell around the corner. Brez is here as well. We'll have 90 minutes of coverage for you. The Lakers in control, guys, from the opening tip on. Valiant effort by a Miami team that was shorthanded. No Bam, no Goran Dragic. But the Lakers, top story, 2 wins away from an NBA championship.
Yeah, it almost seems almost surreal. We've been waiting this long to get back into the playoffs even, and then to get back to the finals. And it looks like this is the year, Geeter. I mean, I know Miami was shorthanded, and that hurt them tremendously. It didn't even seem like it was a playoffs finals game to me. It just looked like they were swapping back and forth buckets. Miami just looked like they didn't have any fight. I saw Udonis during a timeout trying to get into his teammates to try to get him fired up. I think, you know, it's one thing when you know you can compete, sort of like Denver did, when you know, but there's another one when you subconsciously know that there's no way you can beat this team. And that's the flavor that I saw out there. It just wasn't exciting. It wasn't, you know, Lakers got 32 assists, 16 offensive rebounds, all the things they needed to do. But I just don't think Miami has a chance. And they know, you can look on their face and their body language that I think they know it.
Don't feel bad for them, though, big game.
No,
Don't feel bad.
I'm just kidding.
They have a depleted roster, but at the same time, you look at the Lakers, their mindset. They understand that they have unfinished business. We're talking about 2 wins away from winning that championship. And you see, LeBron is engaged. Anthony Davis is on a mission. He is balling offensively, defensively. Guys, the others, knocking down shots.
Rondo.
KCP, Rondo, Kuz. They understand. They sniff it, like you said.
Smell it.
Mama cooking, they smell it.
They smell it. 2 away.
Two more.
Well, good.
Yeah. There hasn't been much drama either. It's been kind of Lakers.
No.
Start to finish. Let's go back to Orlando. AD is with Mike Trudell.
I smell AD on the way.
All right, Anthony Davis, the biggest stage in the basketball world, and you had everything going, especially on that offensive end. How'd you get into that kind of rhythm, and just what have you been feeling like to this point?
We're trying to play aggressive. Crashing off the glass, shooting the shots that's open for me, finding guys, trying to play my role, play my part on this journey. Once again, I like how we played towards the end. We're letting this team get back in it. And obviously, it's a great team. They're here for a reason. But we got to learn how to play with the lead. We're giving up too many threes. We're letting guys beat us to the paint. Our containment was pretty bad in the second half. But, you know, we'll take the win. Once again, we got to be better. You know, especially if we want to try to put this team away. It's a good team. This team not going to stop fighting. You know? I don't care who it is, you know, who's out there. You know, they're in the finals, so they're going to keep fighting. So we got to do better.
Yeah, Anthony, that speaks to the focus that you and LeBron have had and trying to instill upon the rest of the teammates, right? Not going to be satisfied, regardless of how much you win by, unless you play to your best effort until you get 4 wins. Is that a fair way to summarize?
Absolutely. But we going to look at film, you know, things that we can still get better at. You know, we had too many, like I said, plays where our containment was bad. You know, our help side wasn't there. We gave too many backside threes. Our game plan wasn't all the way to the point, all the way to the tee. So we're going to look at film, we'll get better. But like I said, we'll take the win. It's tough to get wins, especially in the finals. They're a good team, you know, especially these 2 guys. The other guys stepped up for them. So we got to be better, but you know, we're for sure take the win.
You guys were getting some wide open looks inside, outside. What have you figured out about playing against the zone? You, LeBron, and Rondo really seem to find a way to dissect it and get those shots going.
We're just making reads. It's all about reads in the zone. We're going to get open looks. You know, the zone makes you shoot from the outside, and if we're continuing to shoot the ball the way we shoot, guys making shots on the perimeter, it opens up the inside. That's what kind of happened. Guys got hot pretty early in that zone, and it it opened up in the paint where offensive rebounds and guys catching the middle, Dobron, myself, Markeith, and able to get one dribble layup. So we just got to continue to exploit it, find the open man, find the open gaps, and continue to make shots.
Last thing for you, AD, as LeBron comes behind you after finishing up his interview. You guys are now undefeated in the Mamba jerseys, 4-0. You have one win in each of the rounds. I know that's been the rallying cry this season, try to win it for Kobe. So what was the importance of that continuing tonight in those black jerseys?
Hopefully, this is the last time we get the winner this round. Hopefully, it doesn't go to Game 7, but if it does, we get the winner one more time in Game 7, and then that'll be a good game. So, we love winning jerseys. We love representing them to the fullest, and anytime we put these jerseys on, get the win.
All right, Anthony, thanks a lot for the time, man.
Sounds like a party at Brez's condo. That's what it sounds like when you're the neighbors, just raging in the bubble. Big time Brow. So he's combined for 66 points here in his first 2 games ever in the finals as a Laker. 15-20 tonight. At one point, we looked in the third quarter, he was 14-16, big game. Silly numbers. 14 rebounds, dominance. Anthony Davis.
I mean, his effort was relentless. I mean, there were offensive reached out and got to. When his jumper is on, when he faces up, he shot the jumper. Next time, Butler came over there like he wanted some, blew by him baseline for a nice little rainbow shot. So when you got all cylinders going, man, it's really hard to stop. And also, he knows that it's a high possibility, Brez, that he's going to be MVP.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's highly possible. So,
throwing it down after Game 2. Big game.
He's playing for it. He's playing for it. LeBron has had his. It's still not, decided. But he knows if he keeps dominating the way he has, given the way he's progressed, Geeter, from November, February to now, and they didn't even mention.
Man, I know you're serious when you're talking to Brez and he hasn't even laced up on the show yet. He's coming in.
I caught him off guard.
And you're telling him, hey, Brez,
I caught him off guard. He was over there.
Hey, man, you heard him? You heard him?
Yeah.
I caught him off guard. He was sipping water.
Tough juice. When you've won an MVP in an NBA Finals, you can throw down that kind of game.
Oh, man. Look at the way that he's balling and playing. And I love the fact that LeBron is ushering him into that space. He's doing a remarkable job from a leadership standpoint. He touched on it after all the Kyrie noise and all that conversation was out there. It's like, look, we enjoy playing with one another. We were trying to make history. We increasing on our legacy together. And this is his time. This is his platform, and he's excelling. I love what I'm seeing out of Anthony Davis. I think he is the MVP of this series.
Let's think about the duos. Elgin West, Wilt and West, Kareem and Magic. Shaq and Kobe.
Powell and Kobe.
AD and LeBron.
Oh, it's incredible when you look back
over the next one in.
Over 50 years. I mean, it's truly incredible, James. And one thing that Karan said is so true, and they talked about it yesterday. They enjoy playing together. And when you look at what AD's been able to do, and a lot of pressure coming into LA, because the expectation is exactly what he's doing right now. And you better hit that bar or jump over it, or you're going to hear about it. Kareem was 71. Shaq, I can remember what Shaq did in 2000. 83 points in his first 2 finals games in a Laker uniform. That's just silly. That's another planet. But you forget how dominant Shaq was. That's maybe the most dominant performance I had ever seen personally. But AD, man, he came to play a big game. He is, like you said, he can sniff it now. And when you have LeBron at your side, real nice company.
I mean, it was a thought in New Orleans, maybe one day, if I just keep on making All-Star, maybe we might get a championship. And then he's realizing that right now, with LeBron in Los Angeles. He knows George Mikan, knows about them. Kareem, Wilt, Shaq, Powell, all the people. He knows what's up.
That was some real wishful thinking in New Orleans.